Welcome back to What Are Noobs for General Disturbance. This is a T-34. It's a Tier 5 Soviet medium tank. It's located on the eastbourne of Paris, and it's under the command of panzerpenguin. Now, it looks like he's got the 57mm ZIS-4 gun, which is capable of 85 alpha, 112mm pen. Oh, we've got no sound. It does happen, I'm afraid. Yeah, sometimes you load the game in and it doesn't have the sound, but we'll run it forward. That's it. And we've got sound now. And we're off. Okay. Well, yes, he's got the ZIS-4 gun with 112mm pen, but only 85 alpha, as you can see here, and 990 meters per second velocity on the shell. Now, the reload time by the book is 2.21 seconds. Panzerpenguin's got it down to 1.91. The 57mm is actually quite an effective gun and will do a lot of damage to an enemy tank very quickly. You can see he's locked onto that M8A1 and he's peppering it with shells. One more, he's got the kill. Now, they made 84,070 T-34s during the war, but not all of them were the same. In fact, 35,120 of them were the standard T-34 with this sort of gun, or the 76mm. That's the, if I remember correctly, that's the L11 gun. The majority of the T-34 85s actually with a remainder, 48,950 of those. Now, there are differences in how many tanks are actually produced, and that's because they never really kept a full record on all of the vehicles where they were produced. Well, they knew where they were produced, but different factories were producing them, and they were repairing ones on the battlefield. They were a mixed mash of machines that had differences in them, and some of the differences were actually made by different factories, and they wouldn't tell the other factories that they made changes to the vehicle. It's just they made changes to make the manufacturing the thing a lot easier. Now, it's got a top speed of 56 kilometers an hour, so much faster than the Ram 2 you saw in the last video, and it's got angled armor at the front. Unlike the Ram 2, that's very efficient angled armor, and that's why most tanks after or during the Second World War actually started having angled armor, because they saw it on the T-34 and they knew how effective it was at blocking the shells from enemy vehicles. We're looking at a T-28. Oh, well, he just lost his turret. He's just been blown up, and you can see the big difference was that that T-28 so blocky that he actually took the shot. Oh, we lost the track. He's repaired it, and he's taken a hit from an M10. He needs to get out of there quick. Unfortunately, his engine's damaged at the moment, so he can't move fast. He had to use his repair kit just to get moving again. If he'd stayed where he was, the M10 would have taken him out. And it's pretty wise that he actually pulled into this corner, because the 14 TP that he was next to has just got blown up by somebody way down in the south. So he's going to have to wait until his repair kit comes off cooldown to be able to start attacking. Well, no, he's decided he's going to do it straight away from a kind of hold down position here. He's managing to get shots into the Matilda, and that Matilda's got the has he got the 2-pounder? He's got a 2-pounder. He hasn't got the Little John adapter. That's why he's not as effective. The armor on this thing, well, the biggest armor is actually 52mm, and that's at the front of the turret and the sides. On the front of the hull, it's only 45mm, but it's incredibly well angled, as I said, and a lot of shots get deflected by that frontal armor. But of course, there's the usual shot traps as normal. You can see then the machine gun port on the left side, the driver's hatch on the right side, and that's fairly easy to get pens into there. But we've come out of aim view. That's better. He's into it again. Okay, the Matilda is in trouble now. He's taking shots right through the side, and he's just auto-aimed on and taking the guy down. That's his 4th kill of the game. Now, one of the other effective things about the T-34 was it used diesel fuel rather than petrol. Petrol engines tend to be a little more dangerous because, of course, petrol's very volatile, but diesel works much better in cold climates, and so actually easier to start and less difficult to, or less likely to catch fire if the fuel tanks burst. In fact, a lot of T-34s would actually carry fuel tanks on the back of their vehicle, or drums actually, not connected to the engine tank, but they would then dump the fuel into the engine by use of rubber tubes when the tanks ran dry. We've got a bit of a problem now because we've got the Matilda to the right and we've got a Strodny Viz 39, the Czech medium tank, to our left. So if we've got to split our fire between the two. He gets one in. He's easily going to be able to puncture that Strodny. Armor-wise, no problem punching through him. In fact, he is now taking him to task. He's tracked him in place. He'll take him down with a few more shots. One more shot. He got him. So he's got 5 kills now. One more to get a Top Gun. He's got to be wary though. That Matilda is not the only one that's over on the other side of the field. There's a Hetzer over there as well. The Jagdpanzer 38T. And he's actually just been spotted. Yep, you can see him now. But luckily we can't be seen because he's too far away. Yes, it's got a very short-sighted Hetzer. Uh-oh, that's not what we want to see. In fact, we are spotted now because the AMX 13 FL11 will be spotting us for the Hetzer. So all of a sudden we popped up, and now we've got other enemies coming in. A T-14. Now we should be able to get through the armor on a T-14, even though it's got very solid armor. And now we've got a Panzerpenguin Aslains H. And I hope he hasn't got the dirt gun, but I suspect he might have. Can't see it at the moment, but I think it is. Well, he's gone down anyway. Okay, we're going to take the MX-13. He's got a Top Gun now, by the way. And he's pumping into that MX-13. Okay, we can't get the M8A1 unless we go closer. We're ignoring the T-14 because he's actually out the game. M8A1 are just up ahead. Now when we go around the corner, we've got to watch out the AMX-30. Yes, he's still there. I thought he might be. He managed to get one round into us for 109, and now we're a one-shot. He needs to back up. Watch that corner. That's it. Because that guy could pop round the corner any second. Oh, the M8A1 hits our tracks. But we get the kill on the AMX-13. Now we need to get the kill on the M8A1. Angle. That's it, Angle. He's tracked as well. Now, he might try to track us again. We got one in. 2. Next one kills. Oh, we didn't get it in. Tracks. There we go. Got the kill. Oh, that T-14. He wasn't dead. He was just unspotted. So that was a good try because we came down to just 2 players, or 3 players left on our team against 3 of the enemy. But sadly, the T-14 popped up out of nowhere. And I thought he was dead, but no, I should have looked at the team list. He was still around. And we just lost our Stug 3 Ausführung B. And now that means there's only 1 player left on our team. It's an M8A1, and here he is. Now he's managing to get away from our opponents at the moment, but I wouldn't be surprised if they try to creep up on him. So Matilda, oh, he's decided to snipe at the enemy as they go towards the cap. Okay, T-14 bounces 1 round. Can he get the kill? When he gets a hit. And somebody is capping, we can't see them. When he persuaded the T-14 to pull away, We can't see who's capping. Oh. Oh dear. That was the Hetzer. Here's the end of battle stats, and that was the first ace tanker for Panzerpenguin in the T-34. He managed to get a demolition expert because he blew up one of the enemy tanks. I think it was the T-28 that he blew up. He also got a fire for effect for doing more damage than the hit points of his own vehicle, a duelist for taking down 2 tanks who damaged him, a bruiser medal for getting at least 5 critical hits. In fact, he got 13. He got a Radley Walters medal in that game. I didn't notice it because it came up. It was so furious fighting when he was taking on the AMX-13 and the M8A1 at the same time. And of course, he took both of them out. But unfortunately, the next one to come around the corner was the one that killed him, the T-14. So he managed to get at least 8 kills before he died. He also picked up the high caliber for dealing the most damage in the game, and the top gun for getting at least 6 kills. His win rate was 29,272, which is super unicum and a lot more. And it shows that he was really having a ball in the T-34, and you can with the 57mm. I've done it myself. I've actually shown it. There's a video on my collection, my playlist, which actually shows the T-34, and I showed you can take it on a roll round the outside of the map, going all the way round to take on the enemy in their back area, and then rolling around and picking up the other enemies from their rear as well, so they don't know what's coming. And with a fast-firing gun, you can do a lot of damage very, very quickly, especially if you've got a teammate with you when you go round, because it really does help to penetrate the enemy rear. Anyway, let's have a look at team score. Well, that sounds very rude, doesn't it? Yeah, penetrating the enemy rear. Okay, 3,450 hit points of damage to Panzerpenguin. That's by far the highest damage. 2,717 went to that T-14, the guy who killed him in the end. And he actually picked up a Radley Walters as well as a top gun and a steel wall. And when it came to the number of kills, yes, shared between the two of them, the Panzerpenguin got 8 kills, so did the T-14. And in second place would be the Hetzer who killed him. Oh, not the Hetzer who killed him. He killed the last on our team. And 2 kills went to the KV-1SA on our team and the Churchill 3 on the enemy team. When it came to base XP, despite the fact that the T-14 was on the winning team and got 1,685 base experience points, it was Panzerpenguin who came second with 960. He nearly went over 1,000 on a game that he lost. Would you believe that? It's almost incredible. You know, you rarely see somebody get at least 1,000 base on a losing game. It's almost unheard of. But he did so much damage in that game and, of course, got the Radleys. And in third place on base XP is the Churchill on the enemy team, and he only got 692, so he's well below Panzerpenguin. Panzerpenguin fired 65 rounds in that game. Yes, you almost forget that you're actually firing this ammunition, just pumping it out as fast as possible. But you do have a very high ammo capacity. It's 115 rounds, so you can easily forget that you've just been firing away willy-nilly at the enemy. He got 65 shots off, 47 direct hits on the enemy, 40 of those penetrated, and 3,450 hit points of damage, of which 664 were at more than 300 meters. So most of his shots were close range, but he did do some long range firing. 10 hits received from the enemy, 7 of those penetrated because the armor is fairly thin. That's why this thing goes fast. But he did have 3 non-penetrations as well. Those were the shots that actually went into the tracks. 60 hit points of damage blocked by armor. 3 enemy vehicles spotted. 11 enemy vehicles damaged. 8 killed. 97 hit points of damage resistance. On a premium count, he actually earned a profit of 52,006 credits. And he also took away 2,218 experience points. And if you do have one of these, and in fact, I think most people do have a T-34 in their garage somewhere, just the standard T-34 detect-free version, do try to take it out with a 57mm run with a friend and see if you can platoon your way around the entire battlefield, taking out as many enemies as you can before the enemy gets wind of what you're up to, and then they send half their force back to try and stop you, in which case your team will probably steamroller over what's left of their guys and you'll win the game. but it can be a ball to play this one in the right circumstances because it's fast firing, and it's quite deadly. Hope you enjoyed that replay. It's a bit of a pity it was a defeat, but there you go. You can't have everything. He did have a win on the last one. If you enjoyed this, please give it a like. Do subscribe to our channel. Leave a little comment down below because it feeds the algorithm. And thank you for watching.